in right now. Come here. In the state we in right, people on drugs. And we suffering and dying. And I know if you can do whatever you want to this people, I know it seems like this, but the time for glorifying yourself is soon at an end.
Shalom. Yahweh Ba'Hashim Yahushua brother Thumb. My brothers, Yahweh Shemal, Allah Thun Ba'Hashim Yahweh Shah to the sisters. Preaching also Rakab Muslim. Started out at 1 West 120 New York when the Commander General Yohana. So lucky we was having technical difficulties, y'all. But we in here now. Just making sure the audio was up. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. All right, we good on that note. All right. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. Okay. All right. Most High in Christ. So today we're going to go into the history of Thanksgiving, and we're going to get the biblical narrative on it or what have you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? If y'all got any questions, make sure y'all put them in the chat. You know what I mean? And I'll answer them questions to the best of my ability. If I'm not able to answer them, I will get your question answered. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all put. Let me see, make sure real quick what's going on here. Okay. Okay, Most High in Christ. Hey, shalom, sis. Yahweh Shemal Thug Bashim Yahweh Shai. You know what I mean? So with that, jump straight with. As y'all know, Thanksgiving is a diabolical holiday for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to celebrate. You understand? So, you know what I mean? I'm not going to give you my words. I'm going to give you it straight from the scriptures. So we're going to start off in Amos 5 and 21. All right? We'll start off in Amos 5 and 21. Okay? Amos chapter 5, verse 21. I despise your feast days. It's the Lord. The Lord said he hates, he despises our feast days. What are our feast days? These so-called American holidays that we celebrate, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Easter, etc., etc. Okay? When we celebrate those holidays, it disgusts the Most High. Okay? It is a disgusting thing to do before the Lord. All right? And although it may have meaning to you, or meaning to us, I should say, rather, as a people, it means nothing to the Lord. You know what I mean? And we should look at it in that same exact way. But let's read on. I will not smell in your solemn assemblies, though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings. I will not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. Okay? That's what the Lord said. He said he ain't gonna smell in that. Because in Israelite culture, we used to do burnt offerings or burnt sacrifices onto the Most High. Okay? And that it consists of, diverse sorts of cattle, which were clean before the Most High, of course. Okay? Uh, Oil, frankincense, and we would burn that before the Most High, and it would be as a sweet savor unto the Lord. Okay? So, in other words, basically, it'll be something good to smell before the Most High. But the Lord said, I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. What are solemn assemblies? Once again, that's these American holidays that we celebrate as a people. Universally, we accept American holidays as days that we are supposed to come together and celebrate and have a feast with each other. Okay? So the Lord doesn't smell in that. He doesn't accept it and he doesn't regard it. Let's read on. And he says, I will not smell, Salaki, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. Fat beasts, you know what that's talking about. The peace offerings of your fat beasts. That's all of that unlawful food that you're getting ready to shove down your face on Thanksgiving. That pineapple cherry glazed ham and those chitlins and them collard greens with all that goddamn pork in it. Okay? And of course, you know what I mean? Although turkey is lawful to consume, however, it's not lawful to consume when you're offering it onto a god. Okay? And that's what you're doing. You know what I mean? Because when you cook that turkey up and all your family come around, you know what we do? We all get together, we hold hands, and we say a prayer about what we thankful for before God. You know what I mean? But the Lord of Israel, of so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, doesn't regard that. Okay? So if you're not doing it to him, and he tells you that he is disassociating himself from those holidays that we are celebrating, okay, and you continue to do it anyway, then now you're doing that before another God. Okay? We get into that. But let's read on. You know what I mean? So the Lord, he don't regard that premium butterball turkey that you getting ready to shove down your face. Okay? Let's read on. All right. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Self-explanatory. Let's read on. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs. You know what I mean? The Lord doesn't want to hear that neither. You know what I mean? We getting up in there and we having a full-fledged party when we engulf ourselves in the festivities of these American holidays. You know what I mean? You're gonna play all different manners of music. You know what I mean? You're gonna be dancing and singing and whoopty whoop and blah blah blah. But the Lord said, "Take away from me the noise of thy songs." He doesn't want to hear that noise. Cut that noise off before the Most High. Okay, let's read on. For I will not hear the melody of thy vows. Okay, let's read on. But let judgment, all right, let judgment. What is judgment? Judgment is punishment. Why are we discussing punishment here? Let's read on. But let judgment run down as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. Okay? Why is judgment going to run down like the waters? Okay? Judgment is going to run down because when we celebrate these American holidays, we are disobeying the Lord. Okay? And when we disobey the Most High, it comes at a price. Okay? It comes at a price. And we are going to be destroyed because of it. How do I know? Because every Thanksgiving, there's always a substantial increase in the amount of violence that we see in the Black and Hispanic community. It never fails. I mean, I can recall, this is recently also, I can recall an incident where a young mother, okay, posted on the Twitter that, you know, she don't need her baby's daddy, right? And this is in Boston. She doesn't need her baby's daddy for anything, okay? The baby is going to be fine without him. Ooh, I can't wait to celebrate my baby's first Thanksgiving, okay? And guess what? Judgment ran down like running waters, okay? Because of that demonic holiday that sister chose to celebrate. And you know what I mean? And this is not, you know what I mean, this is not in support of that sister being unalived, okay? But that sister was stabbed 58 times, okay? Because of that post that she decided to make on Twitter, okay? The sister got stabbed 58 times and her neck was broke when the police finally found her because they did a wellness check. And when they did the wellness check, they found that this sister was stabbed 58 times with a broken neck. And she never got to celebrate that first Thanksgiving with her baby. You understand? That is the judgment from the Lord. And once again, like I said, I'm not encouraging this. I'm not in support of that. I wish that sister would have had the truth. Okay? I wish she would have had the truth. However, she didn't. And because she didn't, she suffered. You know what I mean? And she suffered tremendously. And you know what I mean? Lord have mercy on that, on her babies. You know what I mean? Because now her father is incarcerated. You know he's incarcerated and he's not getting out anytime soon. He's not going to be out to enjoy the childhood of his daughter. He'll never be out in time enough to enjoy the childhood of his daughter. Okay? So now she doesn't have a mother. She doesn't have a father. Okay? Now she's going to be raised by the streets, and that young sister is destroyed. Okay? This is the severity and seriousness that we need to understand as to why we shouldn't be celebrating these American holidays. And that's not it. Okay. People are going to get shot. People are going to get stabbed. People are going to get knocked out on Thanksgiving. Okay. Because, first of all, you coming together to celebrate family. You're coming together to celebrate family, but the other 364 days out the year, you hate each other. But you're all going to come here to show that you actually love your family today. And when you come here, guess what? Problems don't disappear overnight. Problems have to be resolved, okay, through the way of communication. But they are not. And when you decide to show up to these family gatherings or solemn assemblies, you know what I mean? We coming together, okay? And you want to eat and break bread and show and express how thankful you are for one another. Well, the contrary is going to be exhibited in that day. The truth of the matter is going to be exhibited in that day. Okay. But I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? We just going to read the scriptures. Okay. Salaki. So it say, verse 24, but let judgment run down as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. Okay. Righteousness as a mighty stream. So now we're going to drop that. Let's get Isaiah. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. We'll go to the book of Isaiah. It will be 1 second. Let's get it. Okay. We'll go to Isaiah chapter 55. Okay. Isaiah 55. And we're going to start at verse 8. Okay. Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 8. Let me get that right there like that. For my thoughts are not your thoughts. Okay. This is the Lord saying that his thoughts are not our thoughts. Right? You have your own reason. Everyone seems to have their own reason as to why they celebrate Thanksgiving or any of these American holidays for that matter. We can discuss the history that is associated with each holiday and clearly confirm that it has no relation to God. Okay? And Black people, Hispanic people, we do this continuously. You ask a Black or Hispanic person, is Thanksgiving, what is the true meaning behind Thanksgiving? How do I know? Because I've done this countless times. What is the true meaning behind Thanksgiving? Do you know the history behind Thanksgiving? You know what we'll all say? We're all going to say yes. Okay, we're going to forego all the history. And we're just going to skip to the part where we start pleading out. You ask any of our people, why do you celebrate Thanksgiving if you know the true history of it? And they say, well, yeah, I know the true history, but it's not about that. It's not about that. It's about family. It's about coming together. It's about, that's what it's about. It's about family and coming togetherness. That's what it's about. I understand. I hear you. But the Lord said, once again, let's read Isaiah 55 and 8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts. Okay? The Most High doesn't think the way you think. Okay? Your way of thinking is justification or justifying uh the reason why you celebrate a day that was designed to realistically promote the destruction of your people, promote uh, genocide, promoting the genocide of your people. I should say, we find a way to justify celebrating the genocide of our people. We try to find a way to justify the enslavement of our people, the sexual assault of our people. Okay? We are going to try to find a way to justify it because it's fun. Okay? Because it's the norm, it's what everybody else does. So we're going to try to find a way to justify our actions, even though we know they are shouldn't be justified. We're going to do it because realistically, all we want is to have fun, is to do what everybody else does, right? That's all we want. But the Lord said, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are my ways, Slaki, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord." This is what the Lord said. Your ways are not my ways, right? What are our ways? Our ways are celebrating the genocide, sexual assault, and enslavement of our people. But that's not the Most High's ways. The Most High's ways are for us to celebrate the deliverance of us from under our oppressor, from under the man that tries to genocide us, that sexually assaults us, okay, that enslaves us. That's the Lord's way. Celebrate the Passover. That's the Most High's way, okay? That's a high holy day that the Most High established. What is it about? It is about the deliverance of our people from being slaves under the Egyptians. You know what the Most High did? The Most High sent plagues on Egypt for having his people enslaved. Okay? He sent plagues, he sent pestilence, he sent famine. Okay? He drowned Pharaoh's armies in the sea. He destroyed them completely, obliterated them. You understand? That's what God wants us to celebrate. That's the Lord's way. But leave it unto us, and we'll celebrate the genocide of our people. We'll celebrate the sexual assault of our people, the enslavement, the colonization of our people. That's what we'll do. Okay? Let's read on. Let's read from the top. Isaiah 55, verse 8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are my ways, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. Okay? Let me see if I want to read on this. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than yours. It's higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. You understand? to or vacation for doing something is better than the instruction that the Lord gives to you is stupidity. Where we have been idiots before the Lord, because to think that the Lord said to do one thing, we say, well, we're doing this thing for this reason. We're doing this thing because of this, because that, because so and so forth. Right? Well, that just goes to further show why we need the instruction of the Lord. Because if we don't adhere to it, we'll fall into our own mind, and our own mind will lead us into destruction. We will be destroyed. Okay? Let me see if I want to drop that. Okay. Yeah. We'll get this real quick. We'll go to Ecclesiastes in the Old Testament, 7 and 13. Ecclesiastes 7 and 13. All right. Okay. Let's see. Yep. Drop that. Let's go. Let's get it. Yep. Okay. All right. Oh, bear with me 1 second. All right. Double time. We on double time. All right. Ecclesiastes 7 and 13. Okay. Consider Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 13. Consider the work of God, for who can make that straight which he hath made crooked? Okay. Consider the work of the Most High. Who can make straight what he made crooked? Okay. The Lord decided that Thanksgiving was unlawful, that it's something that we should not be celebrating. Okay? Simple and plain. Now, if the Lord say we are not to do this thing, who then can persuade the Most High that what he has established as right and wrong is what for? Let me rewind that a little bit. Who can decide what the Most High established as what is right? Okay? Or rather, what is wrong is right. Right? If the Lord said, a man should not commit adultery, a woman should not commit adultery, right? Meaning what? Meaning, as a man, you should not have sex with, I don't know if I can say it. Well, as a man, you should not have intercourse with a woman if she already has a man, or she is already having intercourse with another man. Okay? Or a woman who already has a man, meaning someone she's being intimate with, okay, on a more depth level, right? She is not to have intercourse with anybody outside of her husband. Okay? Who can convince the Most High that he should change that law? That what he established there as being wrong is actually right. A woman should go sleep with another man when she already has a husband. Or a husband or a man should go sleep with another man's woman? Who can convince the Most High that that is right? If the Lord said you're not supposed to eat pork, crab, shrimp, or lobster, okay, because that is wrong, who can make it right? Who can make eating pork, crab, shrimp, or lobster right? Can TD Jakes make eating pork right? Can Creflo Dollar make eating pork, crab, shrimp, or lobster right? If God said it's wrong, it's wrong. Why do we think it can be made right? It can't be made right. You know what I mean? Well, let's read on. Let's read on. Matter of fact, let's drop that. Okay, and let's get Ecclesiasticus 7 and 9. Ecclesiasticus and the Apocrypha, okay. 7th chapter. Okay, let me just get that. Ecclesiasticus 7 and let me make sure what I just said. Oh no, Salakia. Ecclesiasticus 33, 7 through 9. I'm sorry, Salakia, y'all. 33. Okay. 33. 33, 7. And we'll start at verse 7. Ecclesiasticus, chapter 33, and verse 7. Okay. Why doeth one day excel another, whereas all the light of every day in the year is of the sun? Okay. Why is one day better than another? Okay. Why? Why does one day excel another? Okay, let's read on. By the knowledge of the Lord, they were distinguished. Okay. So the Lord decided which days excel others. Okay, let's read on. By the knowledge of the Lord. Okay, let's read on. They were distinguished. And he altered seasons, meaning what? The Lord made different seasons. He made autumn, fall, winter, spring, summer, so on and so forth. Okay. Hold on, there we go. Lost where I was at. Let me get right back there. And he altered seasons and feasts, right? So not only did the Lord establish the seasons, not only did he set up autumn, fall, winter, spring, summer. Not only did he establish that, but he also established those feast days in their respective times also. Okay. Let's read on. Some of them have he made high days and hallowed them. Okay. Meaning what? Some of the days he made high holy days, right? Like the Passover is a high holy day. The Feast of Unleavened Bread is a high holy day. The Day of Atonement is a high holy day, right? So some of the feasts that the Lord established, he made high holy days. Let's read on. Salakia. And hallow them. And some of them hath he made ordinary days. So he established high holy days, and he also established ordinary days, meaning the days that are not high holy days. One thing we got coming up is the Feast of Dedication, or Hanukkah, right? It's not a high holy day, but it's an observance in the nation of Israel. We observe for that time span, all right? But the Lord established that. But once again, what we have to understand is, why do we make one day excel over another? That's the point. We know why the Lord did it, but why do we make one day excel over another? You can come together with your family anytime. It doesn't have to be on Thanksgiving. It doesn't have to be on Christmas or New Year's or Easter or the 4th of July. It doesn't have to be on those days. Yet and still, those are the days that we come together. Why do we make one day excel over another? You know why? Because we let our oppressor become our God, and we let him decide which day excels over another. Okay? We let him decide for us which days excel over another. That's why you celebrate Thanksgiving, because we let him become our God. He becomes our God, and he tells us what days we need to come together. Like, let's think about that for a second. Should we listen to God on the days he tells us to come together, or should we listen to the white man when he tells us to come together? You know what I mean? Let's think about that. Should we come together when he says or the Lord says? What's right and what's wrong? And everybody's going to say what's right, of course. We're all going to say what's right, but what are you going to do after you know what's right? What are we going to do after we know what's right? What are we going to do? Are we going to continue to celebrate it? I think we are. I think we are. But let me see. Let me see that. So let's drop that. Let's drop that. Okay. Let's drop that. And we're going to go to Jeremiah. Okay. We're going to go to Jeremiah in the Old Testament. All right. Right after Isaiah. Chapter 10 and verse 1. Chapter 10 and verse 1. All right. Here we go. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord has spoken unto you, O house of Israel. So this is a message that is specifically for so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Okay? Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the house of Israel. Okay? Simple and plain. So this is for us. So hear these words. Thus saith the Lord, and this is coming from the Most High, right? Thus saith the Lord. Not thus saith me. This is not what I'm saying, but this is what the Lord's saying. Okay, let's read on. Learn not the way of the heathen. Learn not the way of the heathen. What is a heathen? A heathen is, in most cases, a non-Israelite. Okay? A non-Israelite. So meaning anybody that's not so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Indian, Haitian, or Jamaican, right? So we're talking about ethnicities here. different ethnic groups, right? And all of these different ethnicities that are outside of our nation, okay, we should not learn their ways, okay? Learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Be not dismayed at the signs of at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Right? What does that mean? Okay, the heathen are dismayed at them. Be not dismayed at the sign. When you go into these different holidays, you'll see that it's a lot of worship of the sun, moon, and the stars. Okay, you got the autumn or the fall equinox, which is the worship of a sun god. Okay, you got the winter solstice. The heathen observe that garbage, right? This is their problem. Their problem is in their stupidity, they worship the creation rather than worshiping the creator. So, for example, what do? Rather than worshiping the Most High, who created the sun, who created the rain, who created the moon and the stars, you know what the heathens do? They worship the sun for making they worship the rain for making the harvest grow. They worship the moon and the stars and all of that garbage. They worship the night and the day being of equal time. Okay, all of that stupidity. That's where you get unintelligent people that worship, the sun, moon, and the stars. You'll start to get things like that where it's equally light and it's equally dark outside. Oh my God, we should celebrate this. This is the time to celebrate because there's equal light and equal darkness outside. There has to be a God involved in this. We should worship the sun. The sun made the harvest grow. Now we have pumpkins and we have squash and we have corn and turkeys and everything. And so we should worship the sun. The sun is so brilliant and excellent, and it just makes things come to life. That is a stupid way of thinking. Don't be like the heathens. They do that stupid stuff. They do that dumbness. Don't be a dummy like them. Okay? They look at the stars. And, oh, look at that star. Look at these stars. They're coming together in a cluster. Oh, these are gods. And they're making this happen. And this God is making everything die. And he's killing all of the harvest now. And we pray into this God to make the sun come back so everything can grow again. It is dummy. That's dummy stuff, man. Come on, man. Come on. Let's get above that. Okay. Well, let's read on. Okay, let's take it from the top. Okay. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. Their customs are vain. What they do, it means nothing. There's no reality in what they worship. There's no reality in their ways. Okay? You worship the sun. The sun is not a god. The sun is there. It serves a purpose. Yes, the sun makes things grow. Yes, the rain makes things grow. But is the sun your God? Does the sun give you instruction? Does it tell you what to do? Does it show you how to live? Does it show you what you should eat, what you should not eat? Does it show you who you should stick your rod in, who you should not allow to stick your rod in you? Okay, Like, does it, come on. What is the sun teaching you? What is the rainwater teaching you? Nothing. That is the conclusion of the whole matter. You're learning nothing from the sun on how to live as a moral human being. You're not learning anything from the sun. You're not learning anything from the rain that is teaching you how to be, you know, a moral citizen, a moral person. You're not learning that from the sun or the rain or the moon or the stars. Okay? They have a purpose. They have a purpose, but it's not to be your God. Okay? Okay, so let's read on. But I think, no, that's it on that. That is it on that. Okay. So let's drop that. We're going to drop that. And we are going to go to Salakia. We're going to go to Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 31. Okay. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. This is for us. We don't have to envy the oppressor and choose none of his ways. You know, we hear this, that we're not supposed to celebrate the Thanksgiving, the Christmas, the New Year's, or so on and so forth. But having that knowledge of the truth can possibly cause you to envy your oppressor. Okay, because you'll look at him and you'll see that he has a culture, he has a heritage, he has things, and you're so near onto it that the separation from it almost makes you look abnormal. Okay, you'll look strange if you don't celebrate Christmas. You'll look strange if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? And you'll look at them putting up all the lights on their house, and you look at them and they're going to the grocery store and they're buying turkeys and stuffing and cranberry sauce, and they're preparing and they're getting this stuff ready. You know what I mean? And on the day of Thanksgiving, you'll see them just enjoying all of their family and their friends, and they're coming over and they're eating pumpkin pie. Oh man, they eating pumpkin pie. They eating all the turkey and the ham and the chitlins and the sons, and they're playing all the wonderful music that everybody loves, and they're dancing to it and they're singing to it, and it's just you looking from the outside in, and you say, "Damn, look at that, man! They are surely having fun. They are enjoying themselves." Okay. For brothers, it's, if you're a stern brother, it's probably not going to be that hard like it would be for a woman. You know what I mean? And your woman can definitely sway you. Your children can definitely sway you into, doing that which you don't want to do if you're not strong enough, if you're not rooted in the truth, and you know what I mean, you can counsel from the brothers and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? Because to them, it is, everything. Okay. It is life or death, almost, you know what I mean? It is everything to them. All right. But we are not supposed to envy our oppressor. This is the thing. We already established here that one day does excel another. But who does and who doesn't determine that? The Lord determines which day excels, meaning which day is better than another. How is one day better than another? Of course, if you look at it, Thanksgiving is better than your average Monday. or your average Sunday, okay? Thanksgiving is better. Christmas is better. Why? You get the day off. You get the day off. You get paid for it. You get off. You get paid for it, and you get to go hang with your family and show them how much you're thankful for them. Okay, and show them how much you love them by buying them presents. Like that is what shows you how much you love somebody. But you can just show them that. So we can see which day excels another. So meaning which day is better than another. Okay. But like I said, who we know who determines what day is excels another and who doesn't, but who is influencing us. Our oppressor is influencing us to know to perceive what day is better than another. When realistically, who we should be uh adhering to is the Lord and what He established. This is the thing. You don't have to envy the oppressor. Yeah, you can see what he does. You can, I'm not going to say you can like it, but you can see what he does and you can understand why he does it. And you can understand the spirit behind it or why, the spirit, why everybody professes to do it. Okay. But you don't have to envy them. Why? Because once again, like I said, and the Lord said, He established the days, okay, that are better than another. Passover is better than your regular Sunday or Monday. And you can definitely get that day off. You can definitely get that day off. Okay. It's not hard. Contact the priest of prophet, contact, who you report to in your zone, and you can get the proper paperwork that will relieve you from your slavery for the Passover. Put in your notice weeks in advance, okay? And you shouldn't have any issues, okay? Because they can't stop you from, being relieved from your obligations to that slavery for religious purposes. They cannot stop you from that. It is illegal, okay? But, let me read it one more time. What was it? Proverbs 3:31. Envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. You don't have to choose his ways. You don't have to celebrate Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all of that. You can celebrate Passover. Guess what? Or the Feast of Dedication. You can still make a baked mac and cheese on that day. You can make the baked mac and cheese. You can make the collard greens with the turkey neck in them. You can make, of course, we got to keep it lawful. You know what I mean? We're not gonna turn one of the Lord's high holy days into Thanksgiving, though. But I'm just saying, it's not unlawful for you to bring certain foods now. You want to enjoy good food, you want to prepare a big meal, you can do it on your days. We can do it on our days. You want to listen to music and have fun and sing and dance and so on and so forth, you can do it. You don't have to envy the oppressor. You can do it on your days. Okay? You can get your drink on, you can get your eat on, you can get your singing and dance on. Okay? On the Passover, on the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Come to the Passover. It's a life-changing experience. You'll never experience anything like it. Okay? Ever. Simple and plain. You'll never experience anything like it. But let's drop that. Let me drop that. Let me get on. Let's go to John 8:44. Let's go to John 8:44. Okay. Oh. John chapter 8 and verse 44. Ye are of your father, the devil. John chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. Oh, let me scroll up a little. Let's see here. Just trying to get exactly who Christ was checking here. But nonetheless, these were Jews. Okay. But I'm just trying to get what religious sect specifically. So hold on, bear with me 1 second. Should be at the first verse. Oh, somewhere there. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So this is Christ checking the scribes and the Pharisees. Okay. That's what's going on here. He's checking them because they trying to get Christ caught up in his speech, so that way they would have an excuse to execute him, right? And Christ is checking them over and over, okay? And if we go up, he's telling them, let's see, let's just get it. All right, here we go. We'll start at 33. John chapter 8, verse 33. Okay. Almost over. Yeah. They answered him. So we know we're talking about the scribes and Pharisees. We be Abraham's seed and were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, ye shall be made free? Okay. Let me see, because that was I might have to go up to get a little bit of context on that. 32. And ye shall, so this Christ saying, he said, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. We don't know the truth, and the truth is what's going to make us free. Okay, let's read on. They answered him, we be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, ye shall be made free? So this is the carnality of the Pharisees being displayed. Yeah, okay. Because Christ is saying you're going to know the truth, and the truth is what's going to make you free. They looking at it, they basically interpreting what Christ said through the eyes of an oppressor. Because they saying, we're the seed of Abraham. Ain't nobody never enslaved us. We ain't never been slaves. So how you gonna say that we gonna be free if we was never even slaves? Come on now. Yahweh Shai answered them, verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin. Okay? So Christ is checking them. He's saying whoever committeth sin is the servant of sin. Okay? Meaning, meaning what? Okay? We gonna look at that like what? If I say, we gonna drop this truth on you, and the truth is what's going to make you free. We dropping the truth of Thanksgiving on you, and the truth of Thanksgiving is what's making you free. And you're gonna say to me, I ain't never been a slave. Yeah, we were slaves in the past, but I've never been a slave. So how are you telling me that you're going to free me? Okay? How am I going to free you? I'm going to free you by dropping this truth on you. And you are a slave. You a servant to sin. Okay? You serve sin. It is a sin to celebrate Thanksgiving. Okay? And as long as we continue to do that, we will always be a servant to that sin. Okay? We serve Thanksgiving like it's a God. Okay? Go out your way. You stay up the whole night before making preparations, right? Food preparations all the night before. You getting right and ready for that Thanksgiving. You're going out, spending all your money. You got to have something to present for it on that day. All right? You serve that day, right? Let's read on. And the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth. But the Son abideth ever. Okay? Yeah, this is a cold cut. And the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth ever. Okay? Right? So let's think about that. The servant is not going to abide in that house forever. Okay? But who is going to abide in that house forever? The son of that master. Okay? The son of that master is. So let's read on. If the Son therefore shall make you free, ye shall be free indeed. Meaning what? Meaning, let's say there was a master. You was a servant to that master. You were a slave to that master. That master dies. The son assumes his position. Now he has dominion over everyone that is on that plantation. If that master says you are free to go, you are free to go. Let's read on. I know what ye are, Abraham's seed, but ye seek to kill me because my word hath no place in you. You seek it. So Christ is saying, I know that you're Abraham's seed. I know that. But you trying to kill me because what I'm saying is not resonating with you. Okay, let's read on. I speak that which I have seen with my father, and ye do that which ye have seen with your father. Okay, so Christ is saying, I'm saying that what came from the Most High. Just like we be dropping the truth and we saying what came directly from the Lord. We reading this straight out the scriptures. Okay? This ain't nothing we prophesying of our own mind or saying of our own mind. We read it straight, clear, cut out the scriptures. All right? And ye do that which ye have seen of with your father. Okay? You do that which you have seen with your father. Right? You do what master told you to do. That's why you do what you do. But I don't want to jump ahead. Let's read on. They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Yahushua saith unto them, if you were Abraham's children, you would do the works of Abraham. Okay? So he checking them again. Once again, he's saying, you claiming to be Abraham's children. But if you was, you would do the works of Abraham. Let's read on. But now ye seek to kill me, a man that have told you the truth, which I have heard of God. This did not Abraham, right? So basically he's saying, y'all trying to kill me. Y'all trying to unalive me, right? And all I did was tell you the truth. I told you the truth according to God, right? Abraham didn't do that. Abraham ain't never tried to kill. Abraham ain't never tried to unalive nobody that was dropping the truth of God. Right? Let's read on. Ye do the deeds of your father. Then said they to him, we be not born of fornication. We have one Father, even God. He's saying, we be not born of fornication. We got one Father, which is God. Okay? Yahweh said unto them, if God were your Father, ye would love me. Okay? For I proceeded forth and came from God. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. Why do ye not understand my speech? Even because ye cannot hear my word? Christ is basically saying, like, do y'all not catching what I'm saying right now? Why don't y'all understand what I'm saying right now? Like, you ain't picking this up? Let's read on. Ye are of your father, the devil, okay? And the lust of your father ye will do, okay? The lust of your father ye will do. That's what he's talking about. He basically telling them, y'all, God is my father. The Most High is my father. He's not your father. Your father is the devil that the Bible speaks. Christ called Caucasians the devil. Okay? He said, let me read it one more time. Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. Okay? That's like us. We of our father, the devil, and the lust of our father we will do. We celebrate what he tells us to celebrate. We eat what he tells us to eat. We do what he tells us to do. Okay? Whatever he says is right. All right? And we're going to stick by it, stand on it, and defend it. Okay? He was a murderer from the beginning. Right? He was a murderer from the beginning. Who was the murderer in the beginning? Esau was the murderer in the beginning. Salakia. Cain was the murderer in the beginning, who slew Abel, okay? And Esau had the same spirit as Cain, all right? He was a murderer from the beginning, all right? Who was a murderer from the beginning? Christopher Columbus was a murderer from the inception of the Americas. That's what he did. He murdered Native American Indians. That is what he did. Okay? That is what our oppressor knows how to do. He is blessed with the sword, and therefore he lives his life by the sword. Okay? He lives his life by the sword, and that is what he does. All he knows is how to unalive things. Okay? Because he was an unaliver from the beginning. All right? And abode not in the truth. Right? Because there is no truth in him. He abode not in the truth because there is no truth in him. Let's read on. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. For he is a liar and the father of it. He's a liar and the father of it. How do we know that? We know that because slaughter 77 million Native American Indians, create a national holiday that tells you to commemorate a day where he and the people that he committed genocide on came together to be thankful for one another. Do you understand? Some garbage like that. Ridiculous. We all know our oppressor lied about the history of Thanksgiving. He clearly did it. Okay? He did it to curtail our desire to obtain justice. And it was successful. And the more we continue to celebrate it, the more we continue to celebrate and go along with it, the more it will take effect and be effective and stay in effect. Okay? But let me see if I'm gonna drop that. And because I tell you the truth, you believe me not. Because I tell you the truth, you don't believe me. I'm just some crazy brother caught up in a cult. I'm a crazy brother in a cult, and yeah. You know what I mean? I'm racist. I'm a crazy brother caught up in a cult, and I'm racist. I'm racist, and I'm a hate group because I tell you the truth. You hate me because I tell you the truth. I'm in a hate group because I'm telling you the truth. I'm racist because I'm telling you the truth. Okay? Simple and plain. Where did you learn that from? You learned that from your father, the devil the Bible speaks of. Because when he speaketh a lie. He is the lie and the father of it. Okay? Let's go to Psalms. Chapter 55 and verse 20. Okay. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. He put his hands against those that be at peace with him. What is this talking about? This is talking about the European colonizers who made contact with the Native American Indians. He put his hands on them when they were peaceable to them. They were on their way out the door and they should have let them go. But they were on their way out because they didn't have the know-how to maintain during those winters. They didn't know how to sustain themselves on that land. But guess what? The Native American Indians, they saw them and they taught them how to survive on those lands. He put his hands at those that was at peace with him. They didn't greet them with swords. They greeted them with kindness. You know what I mean? They showed them brotherhood. They showed them how to wash their funky behind. They put food in their mouths. They gave them shelter. They put clothes on their back. Right? And what did he do? What did he do? He chopped he scalped the Native Indians and built a soccer ball with it and kicked it around. Okay? He made a soccer ball out of the flesh of the scalps of the Native American Indians and played soccer with it. Okay? After they put food in their mouths, clothes on their back, taught them how to, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Okay. And if I could, let me get this real quick. This is further proof of that. This is Black Indians, A Hidden Heritage, written by William Lauren Katz. Okay, and this is page 27. All right. Okay, it began with Columbus. For the people of the Americas, the arrival of Columbus was hardly a blessing. right? It was hardly a blessing. On the first day, October 12, 1492, the explorer wrote in the diary, I took some of the natives by force. He took them by force. What does scripture say? He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. Okay? He took the native Indians by force. He latter found the original inhabitants to be tractable and peaceable. Okay? Although they were at peace with him, Christopher Columbus still decided to take the native Indians by force. He found the original inhabitants to be tractable and peaceable and concluded, there is not in the world a better nation. Okay? He acknowledged how great these Native American Indian brothers and sisters was. He said, there's not a better nation on the face of the earth. So don't look at me sideways when I say Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians need to be the ruling class in the earth. Don't look at me when I say we are the ones that need to rule the world. This is Christopher Columbus, a psycho murderer, okay? A genocidal maniac. Christopher Columbus. And he acknowledged that there was not a nation better than the Native Indians. But that's a sidebar. Let's read on. His response as a European was to say that the Indians must be made to work and adopt our ways. Learn not the ways of the oppressor. This is what happened. This is what you get when you get European colonizers. Okay? He said they must be made to work. Right? Meaning what? We must enslave them. Simple and plain. The Christopher Columbus, whose unique seamanship and courage had opened the Americas to European penetration. Good night. Also began the transatlantic slave trade. So, not only that, but this is the inception of the transatlantic slave trade. And it started with the Native American Indians. Okay? Let's read on. He started by shipping 10 chained Arawak men and women to Seville, Spain. In 1498, he wrote enthusiastically to King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella about the business possibilities. Okay? From here, in the name of the Blessed Trinity, oh my God, we can send all the slaves that can be sold. All right? Took them by force. Okay? When he loaded 1,100 Taino men and women aboard 4 Spanish ships, the crowding and the stormy Atlantic crossing took a fearful toll. Only 300 survived, but Columbus and Spain had decided to continue the profitable slave trade from the Americas. Seville became the slave capital of Spain. Spanish priests, oh no, that's it. Seville became the slave capital of Spain. Okay? And that's Black Indians. All right? But you see that, like, this is how diabolical these cats is. Damn. Okay. I wanted to get some. Hold on. I'm gonna read First Esdras 8 and 85, and then I'm gonna pull 2 videos because what we like to think also is that was in the past. These are things that happened in the past And because they happened in the past and so long ago, we should get over it and we should try to move forward, even though that's stupidity in itself. And no free nation thinks like that at all. I'm not going to get into it because I don't have the time. But nobody thinks like that. So let's read this. First Esdras 8:85. Moreover, ye shall never seek to have peace with them. Why? Because when we seek to have peace with them, we make a treaty. Like, if dang, I wish it was another one in here. But basically, between Black and Hispanic people, when you read Black Indians, we have a culture of being truthful. We have a culture of being honest with one another, okay? And not just one another, but we are honest people. We're not liars. We tell the truth. Like, it's actually in our law that thou shalt not lie. Okay? It's unlawful for us to lie. And it's something that we hold dear as Black and Hispanic people. Okay? To the point where so-called Blacks and so-called Native Indians, they gave each other their word. And because their word was of importance, and making a word or making a promise was of importance, they never broke it because they had a mutual understanding that you and I, if I give you my word is my word. Like, my word is bond, simple and plain. Okay? But let me get back to that real quick so I can jump up on this. Let me get back to that real quick so I can jump on it. Seek to have peace with them, that ye may be strong. You may be strong. Okay? Like, we can't seek to have peace with them because of all of the things that they've done to us. And because of that, we'll be strong. All right? We can't seek peace. We have to seek justice. We have to go to war with them. And this is not carnal, but I'm saying we cannot seek peace. Just look at the latest shooting in Lewiston, Maine. They did not want to seek peace with Robert Card. They didn't want peace. They wanted justice. Okay? That's what they wanted. The Palestinians, Israel. What do the Palestinians want? The Palestinians don't want peace. The Palestinians want justice. Okay? Even when the Boston bombing occurred, what did they want? They wanted them to catch the 2 Boston bombers. Right? They even made a slogan after they caught them, Boston Strong. After the recent Lewiston, Maine terrorist, Robert Carr, after he unalived himself, Lewiston, Maine adopted the same slogan, Maine Strong, okay? Or Lewiston Strong, one of those. But strength in everybody's eyes clearly seems to be receiving justice for injustice that happens to you. And when you get that justice back, now you can be strong. Until you get it, you are viewed as weak. Okay? Come on, man. Damn, I only got a couple minutes, man. That's all. Let me see. And eat the good things of the land. And you eat the good things of the land. Like, they forced the Native Indians into parts of the land where there wasn't no seaports or anything like that. They put them on dry land where stuff ain't really growing or what have you. But if they would have just not sought peace with them, then that's what would have happened. You know what I'm saying? They would have ate the fat of the land. Well, let's read on. And that ye may leave the inheritance of the land unto your children forevermore. You're gonna have that land. You will have it to pass down through generations. You have intergenerational wealth. Okay. So now I want to get these few joints right here. You know what I mean? Because we seem to forget something that is occurring today. Yes, they sexually assaulted our women in the past. Yes, they unallowed this in the past. But guess what? It's still going on today. And it is legal for it to happen. And I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to show you right now. Okay, y'all bear with me. Okay, I'm gonna play this one. I'm probably just gonna play this one. All right. All right.
Lisa Brunner spent her childhood on and around the White Earth Indian Reservation, a huge tract of land in northern Minnesota that's home to around 4,000 Native Americans like her. Brunner grew up surrounded by domestic violence and since has become a leading advocate for Native victims of abuse.
It's happening every day.
Native women in the U.S. face some of the highest levels of violence of any group. According to the Justice Department, 1 in 3 Native women has been raped, and 3 out of 5 will experience domestic violence in their lifetimes. Lisa says she too is a victim of both rape and had enough, she says, when a boyfriend slapped her across the face while she cradled her 9-month-old child.
And I packed up and left the next day, and I never went back. And I vowed thereafter that no man will ever touch me again. I will not, my babies will not know the life that I had to survive.
Brunner says that as an adult, she seldom went to the police, and that much of that has to do with the fact that some of the men who attacked her were not Native Americans. So why does that matter? Up until recently, non-Native people were immune from prosecution in tribal courts. That's crucial for 2 reasons. One, the Justice Department says non-Native men commit the vast majority of assaults and rapes against Native women. And 2, federal attorneys, who are often the only lawyers who can try non-Natives who commit crimes on reservations, often don't prosecute them.
I knew when I was being, when I had been raped and been victimized and whatnot, I needed to report it because I knew nothing would ever happen. I knew nothing would be done.
When you have the combination of the silence that comes from victims who live in fear and a lack of accountability by outside jurisdictions to prosecute that crime, you've created, if you will, the perfect storm for domestic violence and sexual assault, which is exactly what all the statistics would sort of bear out.
In a 1978 decision, the U.S. Supreme Court said Indian tribes with their own tribal justice systems and courts were not allowed to charge non-Indians unless Congress changed the law. Congress didn't act for 35 years. Then, 2 years ago, when Congress reauthorized the Violence Against Women Act, known as VAWA, lawmakers granted tribal courts jurisdiction over a limited number of domestic and dating violence crimes committed by non-Indians on reservations. That change took effect in March. Earlier, 3 Indian reservations had taken part in a pilot program for those prosecutions, one in Arizona, one in Oregon, and this Indian reservation, the Tulalip Reservation, an hour's drive north of Seattle. Teresa Polly, who has served as chief judge on the Tulalip Tribal Court since 2009, says the responsibility to prosecute offenders on Indian reservations belongs to tribal courts.
The confused jurisdiction in Indian country, which leaves those responsibilities oftentimes to the state and federal government who don't effectively prosecute those crimes, creates this place where you have a category of people on Indian reservations who are essentially above the law.
What does this tribal provision in VAWA do to help close that gap?
It allows me to treat all domestic violence perpetrators exactly the same, Indian or non-Indian. So I have authority over Indians who commit that crime. This just gives me authority over non-Indians who commit the exact same crime.
In the past 17 months, the Tulalip tribal prosecutor has brought charges against 9 alleged non-Indian domestic violence defendants. 5 pleaded guilty, 2 await trial, 1 was referred to federal prosecutors, and 1 case was dismissed. But will this new authority actually help stop the crisis of violence against Indian women? One concern, the new law only covers domestic and dating violence. It does not include crimes like assault by a stranger or even rape. Michelle Demert is the Tulalip tribe's lead attorney.
Unfortunately, it's not quite gone far enough. In just 3 recent cases, we had children involved.
Michelle Demert
we
is
were not able to charge on the crimes that were committed against those children, including endangerment, criminal endangerment, possibly assault, attendant or collateral crimes.
You're able to prosecute one crime, but not the other.
That's right. That's right.
What we have allowed is the authority
Look at
for
this
tribal
devil.
courts
Look at this devil.
to try U.S. citizens in their courts for very good reasons.
Former U.S. Senator Tom Coburn from Oklahoma, a state with one of the highest Native American populations, co-sponsored the original Violence Against Women Act 20 years ago. And he thinks the change in the law is wrong. The tribe should not be allowed to exert their authority over non-Indians.
You cannot cast tribal sovereignty on me. I'm not a member of the tribe.
Because they will not put themselves under the governing body of America, and they choose to be sovereign, okay? This devil is saying that regardless if you are unalived, if your people get unalived, if your people are sexually assaulted, if, you know, whatever happens to you, your daughter, okay, suffers by the hands of non-tribal people, U.S. citizens, okay, you don't have any jurisdiction to prosecute them.
Instead of granting expanded authority to tribal courts, Coburn says Congress should have required federal prosecutors to take on domestic violence crimes on reservations more vigorously. Coburn also believes the new law could be found unconstitutional.
There's no way you can assure and guarantee constitutional provisions under what passed. So this provision will eventually be thrown out and be challenged, and on appeal they'll lose, because you cannot guarantee American citizens their constitutional rights if they're non-tribal members in a tribal court.
But the Justice Department's Sam Hirsch says any tribe that proceeds with prosecutions must adhere to a list of constitutional guarantees laid out in the law.
Here's the evidence that it's working. Under the pilot project, more than 24 non-Indian have been charged.
Yeah, that is what's happening today, okay? This is what's happening today, okay? Non-tribal members are located right outside the boundaries of tribal lands. And because they can't be prosecuted by tribal courts, they can go and commit, they can go commit murder, okay, on tribal lands and don't have to worry about being prosecuted because they are non-tribal members. And the U.S. courts or the federal prosecutors or attorneys are not going to prosecute them, or very seldomly do. Okay? So what does this mean? What does this mean? This means that it is legal, absolutely legal, for when they say non-tribal members, they're talking about white men. White men, it is legal for white men right now to go on tribal lands, to go on reservations and unalive Native American Indians. It is absolutely legal right now for them to go on reservations and rape. I'm sorry, but to sexually assault little girls, Native American Indians, and grown women, old women, doesn't matter, your grandmama, your sister, your daughter, your niece, okay? It's legal for them to do that. They will not be prosecuted. But with that, I'm going to clip it. I'm over the time. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Ragathum. Brothers, Yahweh Shema Allah Thah, Bashem Yahweh Shai the Sister.